an inside joke that the fans have. I should probably mention something that I read up about this song, and it's the fact that this is a tribute to another artist from a few years back. They've left the internet for quite a while now. Back then, they were known for making really great songs, and they had a very dedicated fan base. This said artist also worked on a fan game and kindly asked people not to spread it around or talk about it, but of course it's the internet. So of course they spread it around, he got really mad, and also he just left the internet and kindly asked people to forget about him and his work. His dedicated fan base gets kind of angry when you mention his name, but then there's the other part that is very critical about his choices, and honestly I kind of side with it, which is it's really naive to expect that from the internet. It's the same logic as Sia trying to cover her face, even though on a quick Google search it's the top results. So I don't personally really see a point to it. You can say it's out of respect, but if you ask me, coming into the internet and asking people not to talk about something that's popular is really overshooting your expectations here. One of the biggest questions that people have about this video is how did they do it in the first place? Because when you upload a video on YouTube, everyone knows that a title is always required. So the trick that Blank uses here, they basically used what is called a zero with non-joint computer can read, and it uses this character to create ligatures. Hey, are you still with me so far? Yeah? So how does this all tie into the video? Well, like I said before, the zero with non-joiner is an invisible character that the computer recognizes. It may be invisible, but it's still a character. Okay, so I did a quick Google search and just typed in zero with non-joiner, and it took me to this page. Now I scroll down and it gives me a list of zero with non-joiner characters that I can copy. Even though I can't see it, I know that it's there, so I right-click, copy, I go to YouTube, upload a video, a title is needed, so I paste what I just copied, which is the zero with non-joiner, and even though I can't see it, look at that, it enables, and the video can process normally and go through. Magic! So watching the video, luckily it came with an English translation enabled, so I was able to see what this song might have been about. In this video, there's a series of sentences that pop up on the screen in Japanese that translate as January 8th, 2004, 11 p.m. It's funny, the train just won't stop. It's finally stopped. Just what kind of place is this? So I went and researched anything that might have happened on January 8th, 2004 involving trains in Japan. So my research eventually led me to a creepy pasta page talking about a case called Kisaragi Station. The page summarizes a case where a user that went by the name of Hasumi logged into a Japanese image board called 2chan, and they posted on a forum asking other users for help. I'll link the entire chat log in the description below, but here are just some bits and pieces taken from the chat log that day. This may just be my imagination. Can I post it anyway? Go ahead, what's going on? I've been riding a certain train for a while, but something seems off. I always take this train to work, but it hasn't stopped at any stations for the past 20 minutes or so. It usually only takes 5, 7, or 8 at worst. Oh, and there's 5 other passengers, but they're all sleeping. Did you take the express train to the state? But I think I'll be able to make it back if I go down the track, so I'll keep pushing on. Thank you very much. Of course, just be careful out there. Just make sure you don't run out of battery. Your phone's your lifeline right now. I got a call from my father, and he had many questions, but simply couldn't find my location. I've been told to call the police, which I'm a little opposed to doing, but I'll try asking them to help me out. What's it like in the station? What's there? To look behind me. I do want to go back to the station, but I don't dare turn around. You can't go back to the station now. Run through the tunnel. I'm sure you'll find it not far. Someone behind me yelled, "Hey, don't walk on the track, that's dangerous." I looked around expecting to see an attendant and saw a one-legged man, but he vanished. I think I'm too scared to move. I told you not to look back. Run! I can't walk or run any further. The drumming sound is getting a little closer. Wait for dawn. It won't be scary in the daylight. I'm still alive, but I fell and started bleeding and broke a heel, so I'm sitting still on the ground. I don't want to die now. It's super safe if you leave the tunnel. Once you get out of there, call me up immediately. I'm trying my best to make it in front of the tunnel. The name says ice and milk. This one's still getting closer, so I'm going to the tunnel. If I'm safe once I get out of the tunnel, I'll post it again. The sound you're hearing is just something you imagine. Run out of the tunnel. If you stop, you will only succumb to something your students will learn in the board. I look for someone, for someone ahead. It looks like a little right after all. My face is such a mess from tears and I just mistaken for a monster.
Darcy sounds like Funny if Funny cursed.
I'll click right here for you. So this whole red outline That's Hina. And there's Mount Fuji. I'm sure a lot of you know that place. So she was somewhere around here. There is a place called Kisaragi. The looks of it, it's just a group home, so I don't really think that this counts. It's not really relevant to the story at all. It's just happenstance. I was really curious about this tunnel called Isanuki, and again, going on Google Maps, let's just double check Isanuki Tunnel. It doesn't exist.
Huh? What'd you say? You didn't even call.
You traveled dimensions, you somehow ended up there, but let me just show you where Inanuki is. It's a completely different prefecture, dude. I don't know, some people would call it a curse that she ended up in different dimensions, but I gotta call it a good luck that she's able to travel in different parts of Japan. Dude, let me do it. Let me do that shit. I wanna go to Fukuoka. So what about Kisaragi Station? Well, the Wikipedia page declares it as nothing more than a fictional station, and that it was simply the setting of an internet horror story. And given all the gaps in Hasumi's claims, I have to conclude that Kisaragi Station, to this day, does not exist. At least not in real life. But what if it existed in another form of media? Let's say that Hasumi was a user that just made this all up and wanted to throw a bone to create a story on 2chan. So, where was the inspiration from? Okay, so here's the thing. I looked up the chat log that was on Creepypasta and realized that it has been ridiculously cut down, so I went on a search to go find the original chat log and had to go all the way back to 2004. But I finally found it, and in it were a lot of links of people providing to try and figure out where Hasumi was, and the chat log also extended past when Hasumi disappeared. Now, it was really interesting that past her disappearing, there were actually messages from her that assured everyone that she was fine. And I was thinking at first when I read this, like, holy shit, that is a huge piece of evidence that has been left out of this. But then you look closely at the usernames and realize that they're all copycats, and even other users are calling them out too, so we're kind of down to square one here. But in the chat, on the night that Hasumi was texting on 2chan, there were a lot of links provided, and I gotta tell you, 99.9% of them were there was one guy that gave a link to a video game called Don't You Say Two, which translates to Classmate 2. Speculated that it possibly is lying, she probably got it from this game. I don't think any supernatural phenomenon happened. I don't think she probably got anything station multiple places. And it is possible that she did get the piece off of people. If he can provide me some good food, I'll smash. Rosario Vampire. Well, she is cute, and I do like my food that is. Yeah, sure, I'll smash.
Bro, what is happening outside even? Do you hear that? Wow!